Hello, we're team number one, and we're gonna present the Eurozone crisis. Greece started using the euro as its formal currency. In 2008, the US had a financial crisis, leading to a world crisis. So the European Commission approved a financial aid of 4.45 billion euros, which is around 37% of the European GDP. In 2009, Estonia, Denmark, and Latvia joined the exchange rate mechanism. Also, George Papandreou wins the general elections in Greece, and Greece's debt reaches 300 billion euros. In 2010, Greece's budget deficit exceeded the maximum amount by 4 times. Also, the European Union compromises to help but forces Greece to cut spending, and the IMF, meaning the International Monetary Fund, agrees a 110 billion euro bailout. In 2011, Portugal asked for help because they cannot control their own finances. A bailout agreement of $78,000 million is presented to Portugal. The European Union approved the second bailout of 109 billion euros for Greece. In 2012, the European Central Bank provides loans to 800 banks. Also, the European Central Bank dropped interest rates to 0.75% to lower the cost of borrowing. In 2013, Cyprus asked for a 10 billion euro bailout thanks to its crisis. Also, Ireland exited the bailout program and the ECB cut bank rate to 0.50% and marginal lending rate to 1%. In 2014, Greece experienced positive economic growth, but they still needed help as in the last quarter the economic growth decayed. Also, Greece, Portugal, and Ireland will raise their taxes. In 2015, the parliament approved Greece's bailout because they failed to pay 15 billion euros to the IMF.
The Greek crisis happened in 2008 when the financial crisis broke out in Europe. But everything started in 2001 when Greece joined the euro. Before the euro, Greece had the drachma, a very devaluated currency. Also, interest rates in the country were very high, so people weren't allowed to buy a lot of things. But when the euro entered Greece, the interest rates were very low, so people started buying a lot of things. There was a lot of euphoria in Greece. People were very excited and they were very happy. so they started spending money they didn't have. There was a lot of discretionary spending at this time. The Greek government asked for a lot of money to pay for the infrastructure of the Olympic Games. So basically, the country ran out of money. All of these debts that Greece had started attributing to the crisis. So, after a while, the Greek government accepted that they were spending more money than they had. So, this is when the crisis broke out. Although this is the main theory of why Greece is in crisis, some renowned economists may say that the crisis was due to the implementation of the Eurozone, because this was a terrible idea that was a political project rather than an economic one.
After focusing on the different touch points on the Greek crisis, we concluded that Greece needs to up their game quickly if they want to reduce their GDP debt ratio. Some things Greece should do is maintain the euro currency. Changing back to the drachma might give them the flexibility to print more money, but it will devalue more and create external interests, which would only worsen the situation for the people. Greece should also continue to borrow money from Germany, but they should renegotiate the terms to pay back. Also, in order to develop and activate the economy, Greece should stop importing goods from Germany and other EU countries and start producing their own goods, ipso facto creating jobs. The government should reduce expenditure by no more than 20%, and the ECB should lend more money to Greece so they can recover faster. Following these guidelines, Greece should have a more speedy recovery and a smaller debt to pay. Chance la caga en el último segundo.
Best alternatives for crisis. Greece should still maintain the euro as its currency. Changing back to the drachma will only devalue more the currency, and the interest will only become worse. Germany should continue to help Greece and charge less interest on their loans. Greece needs to import less goods and services from Germany. They should start producing their own products and create more jobs, activating the economy. Greek government should stop spending too much money and cut the budget, but still spend some, because according to Keynesian, if spending stops, the economy stops, and the country crisis only gets worse. The ECB needs to lend